Hello everyone, welcome to Metis IS, and we are continuing with our series on Panchayati Raj. We have done up to 50% here. We have seen that how panchayats came into existence, how the complete process was constitutionalized, what were the provisions for it, what was the objectives for it, and right now we are doing the analytical part, that how panchayats receive their finances. We have done in the previous lecture, and how they are what is the mismanagement regarding the finances. And then we have seen that how the finances are being done in the panchayats, and where all they are lacking, what are the drawbacks, what are the limitations, and then we have seen the way forward with regard to finances specifically. And today we are going to see that one more objective of panchayat was inclusive development, right? See, since the beginning, for inclusive development, when I say, so marginalization basically is with regard to two aspects. One is the caste hierarchy which is present in the villages, and then is the patriarchy which is present in the villages, right? So our objective was to make the system inclusive so that growth for everyone can get, and everyone can get equal opportunity for representation. We wanted democratic governance, right? So for caste system, India has taken steps right from the beginning, where we have provided reservation in the political system at the union level as well as state level. But with regard to patriarchy, we have not done much in the initial stages except for giving the legal provisions for safety of women. But regarding their representation, we have just given right to vote, but nothing else in the political representation sphere. So, Panchayati Raj became that first law where political reservation was given to women for their representation, so that they can also be empowered. So, the question here arises that whether you want to empower women or women will empower villages. So we said that our objective was women empowerment, but slowly and steadily we understood that if women gets participation, then villages are also empowered. So we have also moved towards women-led development. It's not women only development or women empowerment. It is women-led development. That women are not the mere spectators or the beneficiaries. We don't want to, just to empower women, but when we empower women, the whole in the development. So it is both ways. If villages are women are benefited from the reservation, even the villages, even the common people are benefited from the reservation. So what was the provisions? What were the provisions given? So the provisions here were that 33% reservation, that is 1/3 minimum reservation, will be given to women, and that was constitutional mandate for women, both at all the levels, for the representation in direct elections also, as well as for chairperson position also. 1/3 seats will be reserved for women across all categories. That means horizontal reservation is given, right? Next is, this was 33% was constitutional mandate for minimum reservation. Now if states wanted, they can enhance the reservation. For example, some states like Punjab, Haryana has 50% reservation too. And was it successful? Yes, it was successful, and today we have almost 1.4 million women leaders. So almost 2.8 million representatives are there who are working in panchayats across India, and out of which 1.4 million are women leaders. So they represent in local governance institutions at local positions, and so the mandate was 33%, but in actual it has almost been 44 to 48%. So yes, this was benefit. Now how has women impacted? As I just said, that it is not only women who gets benefit of reservation, it is the entire village and society which gets benefit of women leading them. So what are the benefits? How women are going to change the complete scenario here? So first thing is, when women participates in the process, their priorities are quite different. Their priorities are inclusive, because they know that what members of society or members of family needs. So it is found that their major focus, their priorities are health priorities, and the greater focus is given on maternal health services. Then in education also, where women leads, there is improvement in school attendance of girls and infrastructure development of basic infrastructure, bare necessities like drinking water. So it has been seen that in women-led panchayats, or the pink panchayats, I would say, that increased investments in drinking water is seen, and they work more proactively in social justice programs, like in reporting cases against women. Because when in villages, the main problem is when there are cases of crime against women, they do not speak. Why? Because there is societal pressure. But here, when women-led panchayats are there, it is seen that women comes forward to say their grievances, to say that the crime has taken place. So increased presence of women has brought greater focus on gender specific issues like maternal health, education, sanitation and women's right. Then female representatives in PRI has been shown to prioritize social welfare schemes, and there's a research which you can quote in your mains examination by Esther Duflo and R. Chattopadhyay, that women-led panchayat invest more in public goods. So there is more focus in on water, roads and infrastructure development. Okay, so this is one of the example you must quote if you get an opportunity in your any of the examination. It is relevant in GS1, it is relevant in GS2, it is relevant in GS3 and 4 and even essays. Okay, so when we say that women are not interested, educated people are not interested, so this is one of the example where Chavi Rajawat, she was an IIT graduate and she left her corporate job and returned to India for working in villages at grassroots level. So she is elected Sarpanch of Soda Gram Panchayat, which is a village in Jaipur district in Rajasthan. She is re-elected twice. Then what benefit she could give? So she is representing, see, World Economic Forum, right? So because for educated people also, they must understand that their objective is not only their own development, individual development, but collective development, right? So what economic impact or what impact she has created in her panchayat? Because of her, there is economic uplift, where household income in Soda Gram Panchayat has increased by 30%, because there is better irrigation facilities and allied activities. Water table revival has been done, so groundwater table has risen by 3 to 4 meters due to efficient irrigation facilities. Next, energy savings are done because of solarization and cuts in diesel cost by pumps. So solar pumps has been installed. Social change has occurred where women has become the agent of growth. So women agency has expanded. Local women, they lead the committees like health, education, disaster management, and when we see rural to urban migration, this migration is also been on reduction. Youth retention has taken place where out migration has reduced. So you can quote this case study, you can quote this example to show that women-led development can bring changes, right? Apart from that, there are several examples I have listed here which you can quote in your examination. For example, in Kashlok district, Himachal Pradesh, women Sarpanch had played an important role in preventing illegal mining activities by Ambuja Cement. Then Kantibai in Madhya Pradesh, She has demonstrated leadership in installing hand pumps and constructing roads. So infrastructure development, as Esther Deflo is arguing in his research, that women-led panchayats have more infrastructural and social justice program. And do you remember what was the objective of Panchayati Raj? There were two things: economic development and social justice. So do you think they are doing that? Yes, they are doing that. So they are not just beneficiaries of the reservation system, they are helping the entire village also grow. So Esther Duflo study that women leaders, they prioritize public good. So it is true, you can substantiate this study by these examples. Now in social empowerment cases, for example, Rohini Pandey, she observed that when women lead Gram Sabha is there is increased participation of women in Gram Sabha. They are more coming, they are more representing themselves in Gram Sabha and raising their issues. Because earlier when men led panchayats are there, so they face certain reluctance in coming because of gender bias. Next, Devika Jain. Devika Jain has argued that panchayats serve as platform for women to progress to higher political positions, giving them confidence and experience needed for broader roles. Next example is of B.R. Nanda, stated that PRI has empowered women to become more aware of their rights. So this has helped in breaking the patriarchal norms and male dominance in the villages, because if you remember again, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said that villages are the den of ignorance. Right, so you can quote there also that how Panchayati Raj institution has helped breaking these stereotypes. Next is, what are the challenges? So if there is success, there are certain challenges also, and here there are certain examples of the challenges as well. For example, Neerja Gopal Jal, she has reported that women in panchayat, they often face scorn, abuse, sexual violence are the cases which are faced by them, because it's a patriarchal system where women-led panchayats are not often appreciated by the male-dominated society. Next study is the search study by in the Karnataka, which has again identified multiple barriers that despite they are being contributing in their village progress, they are again facing the abuse, sexual violence, stereotypes. So this has been there. Patriarchal resistance are there, where male are resisting this, that they do not want to be led by women because their own stereotypes are preventing them. Then there is a new concept which is there in panchayat, that is sarpanchpati concept, where if a seat is reserved for women, so the sarpanch or the panch would make the female candidate, the women from their household as a female candidate to represent in the elections, but in reality, the husband or the brother or the son becomes the actual sarpanch. So they are just disguised, where female is just for the namesake and the real power is held by the husbands. Next is institutional limitations. What are institutional limitations? It has been found that, for example, if 1/3 seats are to be reserved for women, so if there are certain panchayats whose seats, 1/3 seats are reserved for women, next time there will be these panchayats, right? Now what happens in this case? Here in these panchayats where women has done for 5 years their work, so that momentum is reduced, because next time a male member will come and all the work she has done will be again reverted back. So what happens is, rotation of reserved seats or chairman position, they negatively impacts the benefits which were done in the 5 years. So it is being recommended that this reservation should at least occur twice, so that for continuous 10 years they can grow. There is one more aspect of this, that initially when women, they do not know how to work, so initial 2-3 years of their duration tenure they just spend in learning, and then when they understand the work, by the time there is fresh elections where male will be representing, because that seat will not be reserved anymore. So that is one of the issue. Next is insufficient training, because there is lack of training programs for women leaders. There is short tenure for positions, which can undermine the capacity to make lasting changes. So these are the challenges which you can quote. What are the solutions? Solutions are very simple, that you want their representation more, so you want mandatory quorum, that minimum these many women should come in the Gram Sabha, so that actual meetings can take place. Rotation of reserved seat, at least 2 minimum terms should be there, so that momentum is not disrupted. There is continuous leadership. Then if there is lack of training, then there should be capacity building program, not just in budget making, but administration also, and even digital literacy also, because ultimately we want digitization of our gram panchayats. So right, so we want that they should be educated, trained in every aspect, and training by Ministry of Women and Child Development should be taken. So here Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Ministry of Rural Development and Ministry of Women Development, Women and Child Development should work in collaboration. Next, support from civil society should be there. There should be NGOs, CSRs, those should be working actively, so that they can skill the women, they can help women to represent themselves, to build their case and their even electoral campaign. Next, counteracting patriarchy. The initiative should be taken where the crime against women should be not only controlled, checked, but also bring to justice early. Right. So initiatives should be taken to tackle gender violence, exclusion, and even we have to increase the inclusion of women. So this is the women regarding cases, women aspect of the Panchayati Raj. In the next class, next session, we'll be doing more of rural achievements and what all other benefits the Panchayati Raj has given. And then we'll see overall challenges which Panchayati Raj institutions face and how they can be recovered, how they can be solved. Thank you so much.